Hi there guys, it's Adam Martin here and welcome back to AMTV Who, and it is here. We have a collection unboxing for you today, the latest release in the collection series, one that got announced in January and fast forward 2 months and it's already here in March, so pretty quick turnaround on this one, but join me as we unbox the third season of The Third Doctor, Season 9. So Season 9 was originally broadcast during 1972. It stars Jon Pertwee as the Third Doctor, with Katie Manning as Jo, and it has the unit family of regulars as well. So you've got Nick Courtney as the Brigadier, you have John Levine as Sergeant Benton, Richard Franklin as Captain Mike Yates, and the Master pops up from time to time too, played by the ever-wonderful Roger Delgado. So yeah, as with any collection set, I think there was a lot of excitement around this one. The Pertwee era is a very comfortable era for me. I enjoy like pretty much all of it. There's no misses for me. So any Pertwee box set is going to be well received on my end. So I'll talk more about the stories a little bit later. Let's have a look at the package first. And first of all, yes, my voice is still hoarse. I am recovering, so apologies for some deep tones today. But look at this front cover. As always, these are designed by the marvellous Lee Binding, who you should check out his work, check out his socials, and of course, as I always like to promote, I did a chat with him on my podcast on the main channel a few years ago, so you can go and check that out too. So what's on the front cover this time? You've got Jon Pertwee in his lovely red velvet coat there, with his cloak on, that lovely like tartan style pattern there. He looks great, doesn't he? He's always looked great in his outfit. And he's holding, and I'm going to be blasted for this. I can't remember what it is, but I know it's in the Curse of Peladon. It's what's used to sort of calm down Agador, the Beast of Peladon. And if you look really closely in the spinning bit there, you can actually see Agador, which is a nice touch if you ask me. But in terms of the others, well, you've got the Daleks front and centre there, which makes sense. You've got the Ogrons just behind them, the Sea Devils as well, the lovely Alpha Centauri on the right there, and you've got a Mutt on the far left, and Kronos in the background there from the Time Monster, who they've blended it well. Lee's done a great job to like almost make it an extension of Jon Pertwee's shirt. I'm not sure if that was the intention, but it looks great. Very purple as well, which is interesting. Purple isn't a colour I would have associated with Season 9 off the top of my head, but I think it actually works really well on the box set here. Really nice stuff. As you can see, there are 8 discs, and it's rated 12 by the BBFC there. And just looking at the spine, as this is the limited edition package, this is a rather chunky set. For anyone who hadn't seen it, I've done a comparison before on the standard editions, which are a lot thinner. Here's Season 24 as an example. But if you don't mind, then the limited edition ones, they're nice and thick and very, very chunky to fit on your shelf there. They're still using the Jodie Whittaker era logo, which I believe is going to continue for the collection range. And some people are upset about that, but you know what? I actually think for this range that it looks really good. It looks very classy, looks very sleek. So I'm glad that they're continuing that. It's probably going to be the only Who product that does continue to use the Whittaker era logo. There's still not the new BBC logo on the spine though. Do you see that? It's still the old BBC one. I'm not sure why that hasn't changed. Maybe they're just trying to go for ultimate uniformity. Who knows? Flicking on over to the back then, it says here, build your own Doctor Who archive with the Ultimate Collector set. So the 5 stories you have are Day of the Daleks, The Curse of Peladon, The Sea Devils, The Mutants, and The Time Monster. All 26 episodes newly restored for Blu-ray and packed with brand new bonus material. And as you can see, I'll just leave a little shot there. Here is an example of the new bonus material that's been included on this set. You might notice towards the bottom of the screen there has been previous stuff on DVDs that has carried over, such as making ofs, featurettes, the Day of the Daleks special edition, thank God, audio commentaries, NTSC DVD episodes, which I wasn't too aware of before. But we'll get more into the special features when we delve into this package, when we open it up inside. This is a carbon neutral package, which is always better than it not being carbon neutral. But just taking off the slip, here is the cover art in all its glory, and just, honestly, it just makes you want to display these front facing. You know, obviously it looks nice with the spine facing out on a shelf, but sometimes I really just do want to display these like face out because they look stunning. And on the back as well, look at that. You've got the TARDIS in flight there with, I believe, the Master's TARDIS from the Time Monster in the background there. And just like the blue tones used here, like the swirling patterns, there's something really cool about this. And Lee, you need to make this as like an art print you can buy because I want to be first in line. The cover's great, but this back cover's lovely. Okay, so opening it up, it's the same style as any of these limited edition collection sets, but hey, that works for me. So let's have a look at the discs first. There's 8 of them. You've got Day of the Daleks, which is spread across 2 discs there. The special edition is on the second one. The Curse of Peladon is just a single disc. The Sea Devils, that has 2 discs there. The Mutants is disc number 6, and then the Time Monster comprises on discs 7 and 8. And just taking out disc 8, you can see the lovely Jon Pertwee there as part of the title sequence. So lovely stuff. Nice that it's still packaged nice and full, 8 discs. Let's look at the artwork on the left here. So you've got the Doctor and Joe. Now I'm trying to piece this together. Oh, my season 9 knowledge is a little flaky. Is this a shot from the Sea Devils? Is that for the Master's prison, as it were? Or have I got that completely wrong? But I always love the fat lamp on the top of this TARDIS as well. I don't know why. It just really amuses me. So opening it up there, you get a lovely artwork of the Doctor and Joe being menaced by a Dalek manipulator there. And there is the TARDIS. Now, they've used the TARDIS by the looks of it, or at least half of it, from the Time Monster, where it did get a very slight redecoration only seen in that story. Very unique. So nice that they've added that touch there, and obviously the other bits and pieces in the TARDIS too. Bear in mind, Season 9 is a time when the Doctor is still very much, for the most part, locked into Earth. He does go off-world this season, but it's mainly at the behest of the Time Lords. He doesn't have that free reign just yet. So looking at the booklet then, as always, these are lovingly created, full of lots of production information about the stories, about how they were received at the time. So I mean, that first page is called The Dream Team, and look at them on the left, they're so happy. They were the Dream Team, man, honestly fantastic. So, what have we got on disc 1 and 2 for Day of the Daleks? So you have the original broadcast version from 1972. You've got audio commentary, info text, you've got the making of, behind the sofa. Oh, I love the behind the sofa stuff is honestly some of the best content on this box set. So this time we've got Katie Manning, Peter Davison, Wendy Padbury, Sarah Sutton, Janet Fielding, Sophie Aldred, and the Season 9 director, Michael E. Bryant. So lovely teams there. You've got A View from a Gallery, which was a piece made at the BBC back in the 70s, a Blue Peter segment, Now and Then, trailers and continuity, very good. Then disc 2 is primarily the Omnibus edition, which was broadcast in September of 1973. It's been reconstructed, as the original Omnibus is sadly missing from the archives. You've got the special edition, which of course has new voices, new effects. You have the Cheating Memory, which is an interesting little featurette, as is the unit dating conundrum. You also have convention footage on this disc. This is from MonsterCon 2, which was held in November 1986, and it features Nicholas Courtney and Richard Franklin, so some of the unit lads there. More lovely artwork and pictures from this season as well, lots of great production information. The Curse of Peladon is next what's on here, so audio commentary, info text as the making of, behind the sofa on this one too, a John and Katie featurette looking at their relationship, the storyboard comparison, film footage, trailers and continuities, an audio archive, so Jon Pertwee reads the abridged audiobook version of The Curse of Peladon, which came out on tape back in the 90s, that's really cool. The DVD versions are present here as well. It says, versions of the episodes used for DVD release converted to PAL from the only existing NTSC colour tapes. So nice that you get both versions on there. Discs 4 and 5 for the Sea Devils. So we've got audio commentary, Dolby Atmos, an isolated music score, info text, making of documentary, behind the sofa, Defenders of Earth, which is the little mini-sode that preceded Season 9, or the trailer for it. Behind the scenes footage, 8mm film captured on location. Music featurette here. You also have a nationwide segment and South Today, trailers, continuities, and all the rest of it as well. Some radio interviews, lovely stuff. On disc 5, you have the Omnibus edition from of the Sea Devils, which again has been reconstructed. You have location for this season. That was a great feature on... It was on Season 8, wasn't it? Yeah. You have a documentary on Michael E. Bryant himself, lovely guy, as you have one on Stuart Fell as well, which is a lad who's done lots of stunt work during this time in Doctor Who, and like The Curse of Peladon, the DVD versions are here as well. For the Mutants then, there's audio commentary, info text, there's a making of, behind the sofa, a documentary about diversity, BBC trailers and continuities, photo gallery, all the usuals, DVD versions as well. Yeah, this season had a lot of issues with restoring things to colour, like when it first came around, or retrieving colour signals, a lot of conversions, all that sort of stuff. And last but not least, the Time Monster. So you've got audio commentary, info text, between now and now, look at the behind the scenes, behind the sofa, another nationwide featurette, trailers, continuities, and on disc 8, you've got a making of, a new making of for Blu-ray here, a Jon Pertwee sketch, which is from 1989. You have the Panopticon archive again, so you've got another convention with Ingrid Pitt, who was in this story, and Terrence Dicks from 1992. And you have the 50th Anniversary Archive, where Richard Franklin was interviewed. The DVD versions are here as well. So the DVD versions are present on nearly all of them then, apart from Day of the Daleks, if I'm not mistaken. That is a very, very interesting edition, if you ask me. But hey, fans will certainly be happy about that, especially ones with an eye for the detail. And on the back there, you have some lovely BBC postcards, one of Jon Pertwee in the TARDIS from the Time Monster, and one of a Dalek. So as I mentioned, these booklets are not just useful for knowing what's on what disc, but they are a lovely piece with lots of interesting information. A lot of it has been made available previously in things like Doctor Who magazine or the Complete History series of books. You know, it's been available in other sources, so it might not be anything new for some of you out there, but for some of you who are getting into Classic Who maybe, there'll be a lot of new information for you, so nice and jam-packed. The only other thing to mention in this set, in terms of what's physically included, is this little product brochure. The first one to use the new logo, or a rehash of the Diamond logo. It looks really great. So we've got Third Doctor audios on Big Finish, which are all fantastic. One of my favourite ranges from the company. You've got Doctor Who comics. You've got the video games, audios, or audio readings, I should say. Demon Quest, which is a very expensive vinyl box set, as well as other vinyls as well. You have the Daily Doctor with daily quotes for your best Time Lord life. You have the Escape Room, the Worlds of Wonder exhibition, Doctor Who magazine, of course, and the 60th anniversary range at Forbidden Planet, which has some cool stuff, I'm not going to lie, so check that out. And origin stories on the back, which people have said is a very interesting read. So let's just touch on the stories themselves briefly, shall we? Well, Day of the Daleks, the opener. This is one that's often cited, people found when they were kids very exciting. Now, though, in its original form, the voices leave a lot to be desired. The effects aren't too good, even for the time, etc. So the special edition is the one I tend to watch, even though I think some of the special effects are a bit too much for 1972 standards. But the voices, man. Nick Briggs' voice for the Daleks is just top notch. So yeah, it's pick your poison. I might watch the originals again just to compare, but yeah, the special edition's often the way I go for that one. The Curse of Peladon, featuring the Ice Warriors in a more like heroic role, if you like. Really cool 4-part story here. I love the world of Peladon. It's such a captivating world as well. Nice to see the Third Doctor off world, so that's a big win from me. The Sea Devils, which also has the Master in it. Lovely 6-part story. Yes, I enjoy the Silurians more, as a lot of people do, but the Sea Devils are still a very cool, intriguing, very strong 6-part story in my opinion. Then you have the Mutants, which is often looked at as like the weak link in this story. It may be 2 or 3 episodes too long, but I still do enjoy watching it, as I will enjoy it again, mainly due to the cast, their chemistry, what goes on, etc. And finally, there's the Time Monster, which again is often maligned as being a poor finale. I disagree. I think this is one of the best finales of the Third Doctor's era. It's pacey, it's exciting, the Master's in it again, you've got the unit crew, there's a real sense of stakes and all that sort of stuff, so I really enjoy it. It also has a naked Sergeant Benton, so, if that appeals to you, then you're in for a win. So yeah, lots to love about this 26 episode season that is now presented to us on Blu-ray in the collection format, which is really, really great. So if you're interested, where can you get this from? All the usual places, my friend, all the usual places. Amazon, HMV, certain sci-fi retailers. I tend to get mine from HMV. Yeah, I tend to get mine from HMV. It's currently retailing for $49.99 or £50. I do this for a few reasons. When I order with them, they tend to deliver it early, which is, that's always a plus, isn't it? Which always helps. And also, after HMV's troubles, I like to try and support them where I can. But yeah, it's up to you who you decide to go with. But let me know down in the comments, are you going to be picking up Season 9 for yourself? Or are you going to hang on to your DVDs on your DVD shelf? Or are you going to wait for the standard edition? I mean, that might not come for another 2 years or so. But if you are, that's totally valid. But let me know down below. You grabbing this? You holding off? Or are you going to pass completely? But yeah, I hope you enjoyed this unboxing of Season 9. Again, apologies for my really hoarse voice. I'm hoping this clears up sooner rather than later. But if you enjoyed it, please leave a like on the video and also subscribe to us here at AMTV Who. It really does help us out. I've been Adam Martin from AMTV Who, and I'll see you next time for another trip in the TARDIS.